Recently, I was going to work one morning and I just started to give God thanks, and I also started to cry when I remember a time in my life when I had to choose what I would pay from my paycheck. I had to choose what I had to pay, what I had to use my paycheck. Here's what I mean. I had to choose whether or not I could pay the rent or pay the utility bills. I remember years ago when I got my first job as a drama teacher at a high school, and even though I had finished my degree, I didn't have the degree, the physical degree in hand, and because of that, I started at the very bottom of the teaching scale in Jamaica. And at the time as well, I started off by staying in one of my cousin's apartments. I was sleeping on her couch, and as soon as I found an apartment, it was really expensive. My salary at the time was very low to the extent, as I said, that I had to choose what I was going to pay with that salary, and that does not include groceries. For groceries and so on, I had to ask my family members to help me, especially Auntie Maureen. I had to lean on them for help. And I remember that I stayed in that apartment for a few months and I struggled, and that pay was really small. I never forget that. And subsequently, I did well in that job, and an opportunity came up for me to go to Japan. And when I went into Japan, I continued to do well as an educator. And being in Japan, I negotiated my terms in terms of the rent. I negotiated with my boss at that time for the school to pay half of the rent and for me to pay the other half of the rent. I continued doing well as an educator again, and I was offered a Saturday job. No, I not only had one paycheck, I had two paychecks coming in. And my rent, I didn't have to pay all of the rent by myself. As I recently reminisced on this time, I started to thank God for small beginnings. The Bible tells us in Zechariah 4 verse 10, do not despise small beginnings, because God rejoices in seeing the work being done. I want to encourage you all, and as I encourage myself as well, to give thanks for your start. Give thanks for your small beginning. It might be slow, it might be a struggle, it might even be uncomfortable, but keep doing the work, because everything big started small.